Hey Motive Nation, Nick Parr here with you again in Grand Rapids, Michigan at Spectrum Lanes, introducing the all-new Shadow Tank. Really excited about this new piece into our arsenal, and I know you guys as bowlers will be too after we found out about the USBC ruling on how they wanted to categorize slow oil absorbing bowling balls. We had to come out with this ball, and we're really excited about it. It is the Shadow Tank, which has the Frixion M7 cover stock, which is MCP. It does absorb oil slower than 90 minutes, so it had to be 78 hardness. So we made sure we stamped that on the cover so you can see that clear as day, and it is something that is going to be a really good ball for a lot of you tournament players that are still looking for that urethane shape. The Shadow Tank is going to give you incredible control in the lanes. It's going to pick up the front part of the lane without being too early and forcing you in, so you're going to be able to stay close to that friction and just have to adjust your angles accordingly depending on how it sees the friction off the end of the pattern. But this is something that is really, really good at controlling the lane and giving you that continuous, gradual motion that you were looking for out of a typical urethane-like ball. What I'm really excited about with the Shadow Tank is the fact that it has Duramax and holds its cover stock surface as long as possible. With typical urethane balls, they shine up over time. More and more you use them, even if you wipe them off, this one holds its surface so well without shining up. I can't stress that enough. I've thrown mine for a while now, and I'm just extremely pleased with how well this holds its cover surface. Okay, so like with any ball, this is my typical pin-up layout. This one's gonna be a little different today. This is still 55 by 5.5 by 35. And I think that this one's gonna allow me to be really up against the friction because it is a weaker pin to pap, so it's really gonna flare a little bit in the front. And I mean overall, just because it has a lower diff symmetrical core. So typically what I like to do on stuff like this that's either MCP or urethane is I'll actually drill them stronger, but just for today's video, I did drill one normal so you can see how it stacks up against the other two variants that I have with me today. Okay, so the second Shadow Tank you're gonna see me throw is actually my favorite MCP urethane type layout that I like putting on these balls. And this is 45 by 4.5 by 35. I like doing a little bit stronger pin to pap so it flares a little bit more. I can get that forgiveness if I get it a little bit in the oil, especially for my rev rate compared to my ball speed. I'm a little bit more speed dominant than rev dominant. So with that being said, I like to have those stronger pins so I have a little bit more area to miss. Especially with my ball speed. This one should be incredibly round, really control the lane for me and tell me which way I need to go depending on how this reacts down lane. Okay, and the third tank you're gonna see me throw, this is definitely one that I always will be putting on urethane-like shapes from now on. This is 55 by 4 by 70. Now the 4-inch pin is gonna give me even more flare than my 4.5. Which is going to be great when I want to just throw it into the friction and just watch it be really round and controllable. This is going to be my big blend ball. I know it's going to hook. It's going to be really slow because of that 70-degree valve angle. So I know it's not going to do anything too crazy down lane. And if I need to hit it with more surface, so be it. But it's definitely going to give me that control that I'm looking for on the lanes. So comparing the Shadow Tank to the Tank Rampage Pearl, you'll see that the Tank Rampage Pearl is much straighter through the front and it's not going to be as continuous down lane. Tank Rampage Pearl already shined up quite a bit compared to the Shadow Tank after just a few shots. And with that being done, I actually had to square up my angles and get straighter. So I had to have less overall shape down lane and shallower angles up against the friction compared to the Shadow Tank. Comparing the Shadow Tank to the Purple Tank forced me even further right into the friction in the front and much more square of an angle. I definitely wasn't gonna see as much down lane motion compared to the Shadow Tank. So I felt like I had to be sure that I was in the friction in the front to get the Purple Tank started. And then I was gonna just have a very lock and lay kind of shape down lane. That wasn't gonna be a really round continuous shape or one that really wants to go and drive towards the 8-pin. See how much straighter that is?